Welcome to Shaunie's World. These are just my thoughts with a comedic side of humor. But if you're cool with your girl, go fool with your girl. Appreciate you for dropping by.
Disclaimer. Boy, they say it ain't no money, but I think they really meant to say we don't want to spend our money on y'all. We rather spend it on AI and robots. And y'all better pay attention, because as we go into 2025, you may have your job or your, whatever that thing that you do replaced by a robot, depending what industry you're in. And they are bringing this like self-driving robot for food delivery to Dallas. Now, a lot of times when they do a launch, cities that will get it first are the New Yorks, the Californias, and of course the Dallases, because these are hot spots, and then they just try to test it out based off of the location where they think that this thing is going to flourish the most. Now, there's services right now like Uber Eats and all the services that you could call and they will bring you your food and then you pay and yada yada yada. Well, in this situation, this self-driving robot will only launch in certain areas in Dallas. It's not gonna be in the hood. Ugly ass. That thing gonna be sold and stolen. That thing gonna be chopped down. You think they stealing Tahoes and Denali's? They gonna steal that little robot. But anywho, so I'm sure it's gonna be an upscale sides of town where they have more of a walking type environment, where everybody stays in probably like condos, or the condos are built around work offices and corporate buildings. That way it's going to, to and from in short distances. You can't put it down on one side of town and it takes 10 minutes to even see, a neighborhood or a very popular, highly, frequented route. Now, they'll start using this delivery thing to do food and small grocery orders. So it probably won't carry like Cokes and 12 packs like that. It may do something simple like Q-tips, and maybe if you have maybe a box of popcorn, something to that nature. But the actual device is no bigger than a small suitcase. It's going to go on a 2-mile radius, and the speed is only going to be 5 miles per hour. So you really can kick the shiznit out that thing. Be like, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You can kick the heck out of that thing. But it's basically going to go through Uber Eats, and then it's going to program it to operate so when it gets to you that you push something and then you enter the code possibly, and then it'll hand you your stuff. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, can you give us the rundown, Shaunie? Because I really am confused. Like, how is this going to work? They steal everywhere. So how is this going to work? So basically, once the robot, and this is coming from the head of communication, once the robot picks up the order from the restaurant, the customer's going to track its location on the map like you do with any other service through the Uber Eats app. Then the hatch on the actual device will remain locked during the delivery, and the customer who placed the order will be the only person to be able to access the order. So according to this automotive company that put this together, there's a button in the app where they could unlock the access to get their order from the robot. Because you're probably thinking, well, what if somebody... No, there's only through the app. So I guess they thought about that part. Now, the thing is, if there's a complication, like a power down or loss of signal or things to that nature, because things happen, the robot will automatically stop, and a remote team will use satellites to sensor in and try to figure out how to configure the error and get it back to running, and then provide guidance on how it will proceed to where it's going. Hopefully it ain't no hot food, because baby, now your food code. What's gonna happen there? Now, it's gonna have several cameras around it, so it can see what's going on at all times. It has a red light and an automated screen for visibility, and basically, which was so crazy. I don't know the release date on it, but they say it's coming soon. In the next probably few operational days. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a New Year's. It's probably before New Year's drop, because a lot of people are going to be having festivities and they may not be able to just leave because of parking, of course, expenses. Of course, they don't want to leave their guests. So it's probably proud to really like pop off if it's not already popped off right now. And this was the shade part. This was the shade. You know how humans are complaining about not getting the tip that they want, or they feel that if they don't get tipped, they should have? Well, the one thing that they said that they pride themselves highly on is the fact that unlike human delivery drivers, the robot, no tipping is required. Well, no shit, Sherlock, with your ugly ass. What's it gonna do? Slap somebody if it don't? as I said, it's going to probably be in the most historic, most highly frequented, high dollar size of town. I can tell you where it's not going to be. It's not going to be in South Dallas. I can tell you that. It's not going to be near Malcolm X Street. It's not going to be near Martin Luther King Street. It's definitely not going to be nowhere there. It's not going to be in Pleasant Grove. It's not going to be in none of those places. But it might be in the Oakland area. It may be in the Bishop Arts area. It may be in downtown Dallas. And those are the areas that where, you know, they feel that are uppity and gentrified. So it might be there. What y'all going to do with the homeless community? Because they going to see it coming down the street going 5 miles per hour. And they might pick it up and take it. So how do y'all prevent it from being picked up? I know you got cameras, but that's my question. Because you can't unlock it until the person hits the access on the app. But what if somebody stole the whole thing? Because people do that here a lot. So we'll see how this robo-taxi service works. I'm sure that they already have something coming out after the fact if this fails, because that's what they do. They want to push AI down our throat, and they want to push robots in our place because they said humans are just too unreliable. So at this point, they're going around you, and they don't have to pay the robot nothing because the robot ain't got no feelings. The robot be like, I had a good time delivering that service. Say cheese. Look up, Marlon. Say cheese. And then it's going to be like, have a good night, powering down. It's not going to ask for no raise. It's not going to ask for no sick leave. It's not going to say you got COVID. It's not going to say the daycare closed. Like, I ain't going to take my kids. The robot going to come to work as long as it's charged. Whew. Baby, just imagine getting laid off all because a robot's taking your spot. That'll hurt. But I'm just the messenger, y'all. It's your girl, Shaunie B. If you're cool with your girl, gone fool with your girl. Make sure you check out my website. Yes! www.shauniebeentertainment.com. Running a special, so if you go to the website, you put in whatever you want in your bass cart and hit the promo code holiday, or type in a promo code holiday, you'll be able to see the fan gear, and you can purchase that at a 20% discount. And then if you don't want to purchase them but you want to bless me, then there's a place to donate. But I promise you that there's no pressure to do either of those two. Those are just optional. Because y'all know I love y'all likes, y'all shares, and y'all comments. And I'm forever grateful for that. So that's where I pour into you guys are pouring into me. So I just want to tell you thank you from my lips to your ears for rocking with me. Because y'all can be anywhere in the world, but y'all keep me company. So thank y'all so much. Hop in the comments. Like I said, things are starting to happen faster. And of course, the 5G is probably going to turn into 6G at some point. And then sooner or later, things are just going to be eliminated. Like when you go to a McDonald's, sometimes they don't even have a face-to-face. You are typing everything on a kiosk. I've heard that they have bartender services where you pick your drink and it just rotates it and drop, you know, the bottle down to pour it in your cup. You know, I'm starting to see, like, a Chili's is an example of a robot that will walk you to your table just to get you seated until your actual waitress come to take your order. So we see it, and then you see the self-driving vehicle that'll take you to and from, like an Uber or a Lyft in the first place. So you got to figure out where you can, you know, not be replaced by a robot, or just get you some additional skills where they would need you if a robot did come into your environment. They'll need you. So I'm highly telling you guys to probably get into computers as a trade, and probably more on the cybersecurity side of things, because they're going to need people to diagnose these things, or even, you know, just being a tech so you can fix minute situations. But all of these jobs that require customer service, they're going to start eliminating them. And you're going to be looking for a job, because one thing a robot's not going to ask for is attention and a raise. Okay? But until next time, next story, and I'm out this piece.